Good morning, Wade. Welcome in. Wade is, yes, in Tolleson, Arizona. We are both in Mesa. Is that right, James?
We are, yes, absolutely. It's
And
sunny
this is
here too.
James. Yes. Yeah, we've had a lot of clouds lately, though. That's been unusual.
It's been kind of nice, a nice little break.
Yes, but it was supposed to get in the 70s this morning. It didn't make it,
No.
unfortunately. But this is James, and James has established a business called Sippy Crumbs. So, James, could you please introduce yourself and your business, please?
Absolutely. Thank you, Julie. Thanks for the opportunity to be here, and I'm excited to share our story. So, Sippy Crumbs is a coffee roasting company that was started kind of on a fluke. Um, about 4 years ago, I was working at a hospital in North Dakota, and during COVID, and it was it was just a stressful time. People were very upset; they couldn't see their loved ones, they couldn't go up and say goodbye to the people that were dying, and it was a very hard time for myself. And so one afternoon, the phone rang in the office, and I was kind of being a dork and pretended to answer it. I didn't actually answer it, but I said, "Good afternoon, CP Crumbs Coffee. What can we make for you today?" And it was just kind of this break of like all this stress and anxiety and anger from from these patients' family members. And so and it just kind of stuck in my head. I would rather be making coffee for someone than dealing with all of this stuff that's going on right now. So then fast forward, I moved down to Arizona in 2021, and I was doing pharmaceutical sales. And I had just had it with the whole corporate structure, with the whole idea of being overpromised and always just pushing and always being a number and never getting ahead. And I said, it's time I start doing something for myself. And so I decided to take Sippy Crumbs and run with the idea, started roasting coffee. And then with that, we started a line of conversation cards, inspiration cards. We have some playing cards. We have a video game. Yes. Yes. So our inspiration cards. We have a kids card game. We do conversation starter cards. And then we also have just regular deck of playing cards. And so the whole idea was having the mission of encouraging human connectivity. So through the whole COVID experience, I was so sick and tired of the disconnect between people, the hatred, the idea that you get ahead in life by shoving others down. And I decided I'm going to be that change that I want to see. So Sippy Crumbs was formed. I started going to other markets throughout the valley. And I was disappointed in the amount of greed that I saw and the amount of disrespect and no concern for the vendors. The market owners were more concerned with filling spaces and filling their pockets than really being concerned about the vendors. And so again, believing that I need to be the change I want to see, I took the Sippy Crumbs mission of encouraging human connectivity and pushed that into a market in East Mesa that's called the Superstition Springs Community Market. And that now has expanded to 4 different markets, all with the philosophy of encouraging human connectivity and making the vendor a priority while creating an uplifting experience for the shopper. And so that is Sippy Crumbs and the market in a nutshell.
Yes. And they work well together. The only thing that was disappointing um, for a person who met you at a different market outside in the heat, I mean, that's Arizona,
Yeah.
that you weren't doing your coffee anymore when you're doing your market. They don't work together too well.
Right. Yeah. With having to run around and not being able to pour into the coffee business, it was difficult. I'm looking at some options to bring that to the market this year, just because I think it's important to bring the Sippy Crumbs mission to the market and allow people to try the products. Um, so yeah, I had thought about hiring someone, but it's so hard. And I think anybody that's in business knows it's so hard to convey your message through somebody else. And so that was kind of a difficult thing for me, is who do I allow represent Sippy Crumbs? So we're working on that.
You still. And how did you remember that name? I mean, was that name Sippy Crumbs in your mind before you answered the phone, or did it just pop in?
It just popped in. It was something just totally random, and me just trying. I like to uplift people. I like to see people smile. I like people, to be encouraged, and just take a moment out of their stressful life to just be in the moment and enjoy a moment of their life. And so it just came to me, and my coworkers, we all laughed, and it was kind of funny, and then we all got back to being serious. But it was just something that came, and it stuck, and it's weird enough to question, and yet it's easy enough to remember. So, and the original idea was the crumbs part. I make cheesecake, and originally in Arizona, with the cottage food laws, cheesecake wasn't allowed. Now they have restructured the cottage food laws to allow cheesecake and dairy products, or I don't know all the stipulations. So I may bring the cheesecakes back, but that was the whole idea behind the logo. As you can see, this that's supposed to be a piece of cheesecake, and then the coffee, because originally it was going to be a cheesecake and coffee company. So,
And Wade, again, is in Tolleson, but he likes his coffee with lion's mane mushroom.
I see. Yes, Wade. And you'll be happy to know we have Magical Awakening, which is our line of, it's one of our wellness blends, and that does have lion's mane mushroom in the coffee. So I do my roasting. I roast a Guatemalan and an Indonesian bean. So it's a nice earthy, caramely, darker, medium finish. And then I infuse it with organic lion's mane. So that's good. I'm glad to see you being cognitive and focusing with lion's mane.
Yes, and we do talk about it. Do you roast your? Yes, he does roast his own.
I do. Yep. And I do single batches. Right now, I just have little individual roasters. As the production picks up, I'm looking at other options for mass producing the coffee.
Oh, good.
So it's a lot of times my orders are roasted on demand. So if I get an order, I do my roast. That way it's fresh, and they get it. And then the other thing I do is I never grind the beans within 24 hours. You have to let the CO2 diffuse from the beans so that it also gets rid of that bitterness and acidity. And yes,
It does so. I have cooked with lion's mane before, and I only taste bitterness. Other people make it, and it works out fine for them, but I found out my youngest son, I went to the St. Louis area and went to Mushroom Dave is his name, and he sells gourmet mushrooms. He grows them himself, and he blended it up. He has it in a packet, and the packet says 1 tablespoon per serving. And he says, you're this is the best buy, but only use a teaspoon. And I'm going, okay. So use a teaspoon. I said, but why does it say tablespoon on here? He says, well, if you want to overdose. And then my son had taken the 1 teaspoon the next day, and he had an allergic reaction. So be very careful.
wow.
I'm just telling everybody. But usually when it's in coffee, like he's blending it, it's not as reactionary.
Sure.
I just want to let people know that, because even though I taste bitterness, I had no reaction to it. But watching my son go through that, yeah. And he looked up the rare side effects. He got them all.
Yeah.
So I love my lion's mane in my teas or coffee when I go to our mutual friend there at Bean Chain.
Yes.
I get I get a steamer because I don't do coffee, unfortunately, um, with the lion's mane and cinnamon. So I like that.
Yeah.
But I did want to pull this up. I was going to your, where was it going? QR codes. That's what I'm going to. Okay, so I want to pull this up again because for those of you who want to buy coffee or anything else on the website, there's a QR code. I mean, this is the QR code to get there. And if you don't see it right away, I want to give you the coupon code. And there it is. I'm going to get rid of the.
So that can be used at checkout. It'll just ask you for a promo code. June was Pride Month, so I had the word queer, made it easy. So you save $15 on any order, and that I extended through the end of July. So hence that's why it's rainbow and queer. So just celebrating Pride.
Either one, but rainbow to me would be, I always think of rainbows too. So
Yep.
the colors.
Yeah. Yep. I love it.
Very colorful. Yeah. So when you talked about being at other markets as a vendor.
Yep.
So how did that, was that here in Arizona? Or did you do anything anywhere else?
So that was here in Arizona, and I love interacting with people. So that's always been a part of my being, is connecting with others and getting to know people for who they are and getting to know them on a deeper level. And so getting to understand people and know people was always the fun part. I kind of let the other part of, oh, there's five other coffee people around me, how am I going to make business? But I think each individual business has its own unique styles and philosophies and missions. One thing that we did at Sippy Crumbs was anytime anybody would come up to my booth, I always welcome them and how are you? And then I always ask, would you care for an inspiration for the day? And so anytime someone would come up to the booth, I would just say, do you care for an inspiration for the day? And so I'd fan out my deck of cards, and they'd grab one. I said, whatever one speaks to you. And they would pull it. And the very first market that I had ever done in Mesa was kind of cool. A woman pulled a card and I saw her face and she just started crying. And her daughter looked at the card and the daughter told me that a week ago, this woman's husband and this girl's father had passed away. But the thing he used to tell her was exactly what was on that card. And so I knew in my heart, and because I'm a very spiritual being and I believe in all of that, that's beyond what we can see on this earth, that there's so much more to life than we could ever imagine. And so knowing that in that moment, that woman had pulled that card and got a message from what her loved one used to tell her, I knew that wasn't just a coincidence. That was a message for her. And so that was kind of the spark of, wow, I love this, because then it starts opening up conversation. And so anytime I'd ask somebody, do you care for an inspiration? They may not drink coffee. They might not have, they might have just walked by the booth. But when I ask them, it's this human to human connection. And I always say, encouraging human connectivity, because there's something about connecting on a personal level with somebody other than just, trying to connect, via Zoom or via, messaging and texts. But when you have that human connection, there's something deeper that transfers between the two of you. And there's that trust that's built in that relationship. And so by doing that, that really opened the door to getting to know individuals and then getting to share more about Sippy Crumbs and our message.
Your tagline is discover, connect, and be inspired.
Yep.
When I started this, I wasn't looking at your website at the time, but when I started this communication and connections. It was all about meeting new people, hearing new things, and sharing. And mine is now I can't remember it. Yes, it's to connect, share, and inspire. So basically, the same thing is we want to share what our knowledge and what we've been through because it can only help. Like that lady who came up. Oh, what was that?
That was me. I just
Yeah,
put that in the
that's not.
chat.
Okay, I'll put it in the chat. That's a
Oh,
private
there you
chat.
go. Okay.
Yeah. But when uh, when I went to the market, and that was the first thing. I mean, I love the colors, and I would have walked by it because I'm not a coffee fan.
Mhm.
And as you know, my son is a coffee fan. My
Yep.
granddaughter is a coffee fan. So those guys are great. But where's the booth you are talking about? The He's not at that booth anymore. He has his own market. Wade, his market, and I'm gonna put his oops, trying to put this at the same time. Um, his market is I don't remember the address right now. I know it I can rattle it off in a second, but it is at the southeast corner of Baseline and Power Roads. Okay, and it's behind the Dunkin' Donuts, behind the or south of the public storage, and there's a church in there too. So it's behind that, and yeah, and it's going on Saturday. So when you're done at the market, then I would suggest you go to um, what is it called 360
360 thrift. Mhm.
360 thrift and look there. I have been looking for purple shirts for a long time, for about a year,
Yeah.
and I'm going. I got to go over there because I know they're there. I picked up four
Oh,
different purple shirts. So I'm
wow.
just saying it does work.
It
So
does work. Put it out there. But yes, Wade, it's 2055 South Power Road, and that's Mesa. And I don't know if you're familiar with Mesa. I'm told it's the old Via Outlet Mall. So it's the old outlet mall. We're just in the parking lot to the south of that old mall at 2055 South Power Road.
there you go.
And then the booth that we talk about is when I first started the coffee business, I started setting up at farmers markets. So that's the booth. So when people used to come up to our booth at the markets, we would offer them the card and give them samples and things. So right now, I don't have a specific space that I work out of with Sippy Crumbs, other than I'll be at the Superstition Springs Community Market a few times a month. So
Any other questions? And hopefully we'll have him back at our market when we get the market back and running. We
yeah,
just need to find a new place.
that
And
was
we
a
like
fun
the
experience.
indoors.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, and the people loved you too. I mean, you said you sold one each of your cards to a lady.
I
That she
did.
came and got one each.
Yep, she sold, and I met some great contacts, some great people, and it's just growing up. When I was an infant, I had a blood clot on my brain. My lungs were underdeveloped. I died. I was brought back, and so I was in the hospital for nearly a year. But in my whole life, I always knew that there was something so much more to what I could see, and so I could never experience the fullness of what it is to be on Earth because I never felt I belonged here. And so, so being able to meet other individuals with some of the similar stories and perspectives on life just was a great experience. So yes, so I'd love to be back at the market.
We want the market to be back. That's the thing. But we met at the Mesa one, and then that moved inside, and the diversity in that one was really good. Now I haven't been to it since. I heard it moved, but I haven't been able to find it. So
Yeah, I
hopefully
have
that's
not been
going on.
over there, but I know it's
Were
south.
you thinking about
I know it was the
south
south
of?
of where it was. So
Oh, okay, south of where it was.
it's kind of
Hmm.
south. I'm trying to think of the streets. Kind of southwest, southeast.
Southeast. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to figure out. It was 140 something, I
Yep.
thought, but I could be wrong. Yeah, it's been a while. I'll have to get out and look at those. But this time of year, most markets are either inside or they're not
Or
existing.
they're not existing. Too hot.
Yeah. Now, have you looked to do more spiritual stuff, or are you doing more products?
Um, I have for my own personal self, I'd like to get more involved with the spiritual aspect. So I had done encouragement and spiritual coaching in the past, and I moved away from the whole motivational, life coachy type lingo because it's not what I felt I did. Life coach is just kind of a term that gets thrown around and people don't really know what they do. And so, I live my life to uplift and encourage others. And, and I believe in, God, and I believe in something much deeper and higher than myself. And so I thought I'm going to term it as spiritual and encouragement coaching, because once an individual starts seeing that there is so much more to life, that they can start looking at things from a different perspective and start seeing things that they may have missed along the way, um, they are then encouraged to live in hope and have that extra faith and belief that there is so much more than what we can ever see. So I would like to get back into that. So yes, so I'm looking at launching my spiritual encouragement coaching along with the coffee business. That's as a side business down the road.
So, are you looking at a fixed location at some point?
That would be the hopes. I would like to have a coffee shop with the integrated holistic approaches to living life with it.
It's like soul to soul. Yeah.
Oh, love it. Thank you, Wade.
What's it gonna say? So, yeah, that would be great if you had a permanent spot.
Yeah.
I'd like you to be outside of Mesa somewhere so I can, because you know what the laws of Mesa, as
Yep,
far as
I agree. I would like to. I That's one thing I'm looking at is expanding. So with the markets, I'm looking at creating almost a franchise effect with my market, with a philosophy of the people in mind. And so yeah, so that's in the works. To try to look at markets as something more than just a space for people to come set up and sell, but it's a place for vendors to grow both personally and professionally, to be able to gain value for the fee that they're paying to be there. Not only me as a market owner being responsible to bring in traffic, but also then how do I instill new perspectives on with vendors so they can get a newfound love and joy for what they do. A lot of times business owners, it's a very lonely world and we don't know what we don't know. So I'm trying to offer tools. So with that being said, I'd like to expand markets with a systematic approach to be able to be encompassed and spread in other areas of the country. So
okay,
yeah, you gotta
yeah.
start small. Start small.
So right. Well, one step at a time. You can't,
Yep.
as
Yep.
the other saying they say is Rome was not built in a day. Uh,
Exactly.
but that is so neat that you want to expand that. But what I noticed at the market, whether it was as a vendor, because I was there a few times, or as a customer, it was that they were really together. Now there were some a little, yeah, you get that in every scenario, every place. There's some that are a little bit reluctant.
Yep.
I'll just put it
Yep.
that way.
Yeah.
But then there's others that open their arms to you, and they're such great people. And so,
Yeah.
yes, I understand that you want them to be able to value their time there and not worry about the money and everything. I didn't worry about the money. I paid you the money so I could be there. And we were there. If each time we were there, we found we were there for a reason.
Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing, like I try to create a collaborative environment where people they don't feel threatened. They don't feel, guarded. I want them to celebrate each other's successes and help one another. And I look at it as, my coffee is completely different than your bracelets, let's say. And so there should be no reason why I should feel above your bracelets or you should feel above my coffee. And so there's just like that underlining market demeanor that I noticed where there's like this friction between vendors that are completely opposite businesses, but yet everybody's trying to strive for the business. But I think the point that people are missing is that if you are just yourself, you pour your passion into the product that you're selling, it sells itself because you're being authentic and genuine to yourself and expressing your love for the product, and that does get seen and felt by the shopper.
Yes, it does, because you could tell the ones that were engaging, I whether they were financially successful, that was not their priority. That they were successful in connecting, and community is number one, building communities, and you're building a superstition community.
Yeah.
So it was, yeah, I can't even explain to everyone how that felt, because it's a feeling you have to be there to know.
Yep. Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
came from all over too.
Oh yeah. We had some from, all the way from out west. And now this year we've got, right now I have over 90 vendors, and over half of them are brand new to our market. And a lot of them are coming from the West.
Oh
And,
wow.
and I think what's been fun is a lot of people are seeing the potential and the excitement in growing their brands, bringing exposure, understanding that you can't just do the same thing you've always done. It's a business world and you have to get exposure for yourself. So that's been exciting to see the growth and the types of vendors. And so, yeah, we're excited about, September's
Wow.
coming soon and it'll be here.
Yeah. The only setback I saw on Saturdays was the fact that there's so many markets open on Saturdays.
So that was a big concern for myself. But when you have an abundant mindset, you realize that there's an abundance of people, there's abundance of vendors and of shoppers. So Sundays, yes, it's a great opportunity for vendors to sell. And it was a great market day to allow vendors to sell, but it's a very, very slow market shopping day because people, they're gearing up for their weeks. Whether they're at church or whether they're just staying at home in their pajamas, or they've got that Monday gut punch thinking they've got to get up in the morning and go to work. People just don't want to leave their homes on Sundays. And so in order for me to make the market successful for the vendors, I made the decision to say, we're switching to Saturdays because, and the reason is the foot traffic.
Right.
I think that's going to just open up the door for a huge number of foot traffic in the area that we're in. All the businesses that are open, the amount of traffic that goes by on any given day is tremendous. And so with our advertising methods this year and exposure, I have no doubt that it's going to bring in that foot traffic, and then, in result, make it a productive and successful market for the vendors. And Saturdays too, it's one of those days where maybe you're out with your friends or your family, you've got that extra time to swing in and stop by and be spontaneous. Whereas I feel like on Sundays, people are on their mission, whether they're running to the store, they've got their mind set on what they're doing. So the market was the furthest thing from what they were looking to do that day. And so, yes. So that was a big discussion, especially amongst vendors, because I know that I'll lose vendors because of their Saturday markets that they're already in. And that's their choice, to continue at the markets that they do on Saturdays. But to know that there are other opportunities that exist. So,
well, you are still doing a second Sunday. Is that correct?
We are doing a second Sunday market. So the second Sunday of every month, 9 to 2, same location.
And that's good for those of you who have opened business hours on Saturday, that you have a Sunday that you can do your vending. That was most of the people's problem. That's why we do ours on Sunday, is because there's so many people who have whether it's a Tuesday through Saturday or Monday through Saturday business, they only have Sunday off, and that's why we do ours on Sunday. But one good thing about you moving the community to Saturday is we can have you on a Sunday, as long as it's not the second Sunday.
The second Sunday. Exactly. And so, I think it's good. And that's the whole idea for doing the second Sunday, was to allow for vendors to have that extra day in the month to sell their products. I looked at the numbers from the beginning of our market last year till April on Sundays, and really the growth didn't exponentially grow. It was, trickled each week, maybe picked up a little bit more. And so, that just really helped with my justification of, Sundays just aren't a market day.
Yeah.
And so this Saturday, it'll be good.
Right. Now, are you getting more farmers to the market at all?
It's Arizona. It's one of the most toughest things. And what I've learned is there are a lot of different farmers they're tied in with other markets, and they're just loyal to that market. So it's hard to get. So hence we are a community market, not a farmer's market. So,
well, I know you started out that way. So
we did start out. Yep. And I shipped in produce from California, and then it was very difficult because I spent thousands of dollars on all of this produce. People would come and they'd say, "Oh, it's great to see produce at a farmer's market." Nobody would buy it. And then, so then I kind of started dwindling down on some of the produce. And then I started offering baskets, and it became a lot more headache than it was worth. And decided, I tried so hard to make it an actual legit farmer's market, but people aren't willing to make it a farmer's market. So we're a community market.
Well, and it is Arizona, and
it is Arizona.
and it's so hard to grow that. I mean, it's not hard to grow. We have 7 different growing seasons, people. We really do. It's a great place to grow food, but nobody wants to go to a market and sell their stuff. They want to eat their own or share with neighbors and family and friends. So,
right, absolutely. Yeah, I've reached out. The Santa Fe Farmers Market is wonderful, and they have incredible produce and flowers and things. And so, last year I reached out to them to see about doing some sort of a co-op within, like once a month, have Santa Fe farmers come to Mesa. And so that's still something that's in the works. I have to figure out, the logistics and how that looks for, licensing and permits with Mesa and all that. So that's the other thing that gets in the way of a lot of things, is all the stipulations and things, the red tape that people have to go through to get anywhere. So so that's it's still kind of up in the air, but I would love to see, bring in more produce, more flowers, more farmery type stuff.
What about Prescott, Payson, anything like that? Anybody up there, or they have their own?
There are, and I've reached out to a lot of those farmers. A lot of them, don't. This is a long ways for them,
Santa
so
Fe?
even like 2
What?
hours, right? But even Payson to bring down their products and stuff. It's a lot of planning and thinking and doing, and so they do have their own farmers markets up in the north, Flagstaff, Payson, Prescott. So so yeah, it's just one of those things, living in Arizona, it's a difficult thing. So, I'm originally from North Dakota. So, we just took for granted the corn and the cucumbers and the tomatoes, and we just grew up with all that. And here it's just not the case. So
They let it, somebody else will do it. Somebody else will do it. Yeah. Yeah. Now,
yeah,
have you talked to Market on the Move?
I have not.
Have you heard of them?
I have not heard of them. This is new to me.
We'll talk about that because that
Okay.
might be a great way to bring people in. So yeah,
I'm making notes.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Come on, please chat with us. Ask questions. We got 20 more minutes of questions from me, and then we can start reading. James said,
Yes, we can start.
yeah, I'm excited about it. We can always pull cards because I have a deck of his cards, and I'm sure he has all of his cards.
I do, yes. And I'm deciding, I don't know where my other deck. Oh yeah, I do know where I have another deck of my actual cards.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, and his cards, the regular cards, what are they called? Playing cards, yes.
So my partner Joel, we've created a video game called Sippy Disco, but there's also a new game in the works called Querent. And if you visit querent.games, you can see. But a lot of the artwork on these cards are going to be like characters that are in the new video game. And so we call them kind of a Southwestern fantasy deck of cards. And so there's a new game coming out. But yeah, those are our playing cards. So we have a whole deck of those. The artwork is all done, hand drawn by Joel. So we do have regular playing cards, and then of course, like Julie was showing, we have our inspiration cards. The artwork again is done by my partner Joel. I wanted Jesus with a unicorn. And so it can be a hippie with a unicorn. It can be whatever you want to call it with a unicorn. But that was the idea. I always said that I'm a unicorn in a field of horses. I'm very different. I look at life different. I treat people differently. And I get very passionate about standing up for what's right and for justice. So that's why the inspiration cards have meant so much to me. Each one then has a little saying, like yesterday you said tomorrow. So how many of us procrastinate? So it's just little reminders. I call them fortune cookies on a card, or little fortunes on a card. And they're fun to give to people, stick in a card, unexpectedly. And then of course we've got our line of conversation cards. And that is so basically, it's just asking you questions. If you could have coffee with any person in the world, who would you choose? And so they're cards that we've created. They look like they have little coffee stains on them. Do you believe in every end is a new beginning? So we have a lot of school therapists use these with students. They've been really good. They're not so specific, they're not so formal that kids actually start opening up and start discussing trauma, things that are going on at home. And in the whole deck, there's only one goofy question. And the only goofy question is, why do unicorns fart glitter? So that's it. You got to have one goofy one. But otherwise, all the rest of the 51 cards are kind of deep, thought-provoking, open up discussion. So it's been kind of fun to see the ways people are using those cards: road trips, couples, girls' weekends. Employers use that, for management meetings and things like that. Icebreakers.
So have you sold them on a corporate basis where a lot of them get it, or?
Yes. So there's one individual that's a CEO of a company that has ordered hundreds of packs of these for the offices around the country for his managers. And then I do have an individual that does trade shows around the country and has purchased many, many packs of these to hand out at trade shows, the inspiration cards. So with the idea of bringing people to their booth, to their, trade show floor space, and bringing people in. So, yeah.
And we have in Victor Cederholm. Now, Victor is from Sweden, and he's one of our regulars.
Oh,
Wade is here.
Oh, wonderful. Hi, Victor.
And I know Marijana was here. I always forget where she's at, but I think it might be Canada or New York, one of those two. But they're pretty close.
Okay.
So,
wonderful. Oh, yeah, Marijana. Okay.
And Victor would consider himself a unicorn as well. However, he is a Lyrian star thief. So
okay.
So he helps us out with that, but he's also a medium, not a medium. I guess he's a medium in some, but he's intuitive and empath. He does
wonderful.
feel a lot of energies. So
okay, wonderful. Nice to meet you too, Victor. I love that. Yeah, I just over the last several years of my life, I've learned what empath is, and it helped me understand me a lot more. Why do I sense the emotions of others, and why do I put so much of that on myself? So yeah, it's been an interesting journey.
Yeah, Victor went through tragic time, and when he realized that his situation was actually a gift and not a curse, and his empath abilities are also a gift, it changed his life as well. So so
absolutely.
Not all of us might have gone through traumas in our life, but we've all been through something. And you got tired of the corporations and to me, it's red tape and dictation, conditioning, programming, domestication, all of that.
And a lot of times I explain it in simple terms. I get sick and tired of shitty people. I get, through this world, it's like I just get so sick and tired of the fakeness and the backstabbing and the bad mouthing and the empty promises just in with people in general. And it's like you get so sick of it, and you reach an age where it's like, you know what? I don't care what people think of me anymore. I'm going to stand up for what's right. I'm going to stand up for others. And guess what? At the end of my life, I can know that I have lived for a greater purpose than trying to be something that I'm not for people that don't care.
Right. And I know we all get caught up in the here and now, but to see you doing more and more and building on what you've started, to me, is an inspiration, definitely an inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. It does help seeing other people do it. And as we get older, we look back on our younger lives and said, I did all of that while raising kids and all. And why am I not doing that much now? So.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those human questions, like, what's my purpose? What should I be doing? And yeah, through life too, I also realized, well, sometimes, God doesn't have us where we want to be, but he has us where he needs us to be. And so through everything that I've gone through, there's been something that I can pull away and be like, that was the whole reason for that experience, or that's the whole reason for having to go through this, or, yeah. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, so yeah, it's easy to let go of all that ambition and throw your dreams aside because the world, crushes us down, and there's just so much ick in the world. That's like, if you just rise above it, you realize that there's nothing new under the sun. People have always been this way since the beginning of time, but it's what we do with it that makes the difference. And yeah, I don't know. One of my biggest two books that I've read this year are Worthy. So Jamie Kern Lima, she was a Denny's waitress turned billionaire. She created a makeup line, and she sold it to L'Oreal. It's called It Cosmetics. And her, I have visited online and things. And at Christmas, she sent me
Oh, wow.
a signed copy of her book. So
Wow.
I've got that, and that's Jamie Kern Lima. But she's an inspiration because she was overweight. She had rosacea. People turned her down. People said she'd be nothing. And she turned that all into something positive, and she created a brand that then sold for $1 billion. But she's been an inspiration to me because so many times we feel like we're not worthy of goodness, or we're not worthy of accomplishing what our dreams are, because others may laugh at us, others will tear us down, others will doubt us. But it's within ourselves that we have to say, okay, that was planted there for a reason. I have to take that step. So with that, even with my philosophy with running my market, it's a totally different philosophy than just setting up spaces and letting people sell. I look at people's personalities. I look at the products they sell. I assign their spaces accordingly, so that people will feel comfortable and grow and build friendships while they're at the market. And so, I had something bigger in me, and I said, you know what, I can do that. And the people that want to be a part of the movement will be a part of it, and those that don't won't. So, she's been a huge inspiration to my life. And then the other book that I just finished was Let Them, and I've read it 3 times, and it's a Mel Robbins book.
Oh,
And so it's called Let Them, and it's all about letting them. So people will do what they want to do. People will treat you the way they want to treat you. People know they're being disrespectful. We have to just let them. So, it's that whole idea of even like forgiveness. We forgive others for ourselves, so we can let that go. But so that book has been really good because, when you deal with hundreds of different personalities, especially like at the market, or, if I'm doing something with the coffee business, or dealing with whether it's, permits and licensing and all that, you deal with so many different personalities, and it's just like, just let them. I can either like stew in, why the whys of what they do and how they do it and all that, or I can just say, let them. I'll do what I need to do and let go. So instead of questioning all the whys, we just kind of finally just say, okay, let them. So anyway, so Let Them is another incredible read. So those have been 2 very motivational, inspirational books for myself. While growing Sippy Crumbs, I've taken Sippy Crumbs to Amazon now.
wow.
I've had other retailers approaching me about getting the products out, on shelves. So that'll be the next, kind of the next level with the coffee products, and then as well as our retail products. And then, of course, with the market, it's, how do I structure that market so that it can be ran as a business, and be duplicated other places. So
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, so speaking of ambition and motivation and in driving,
Yeah.
so all that to say, shitty people really drive me to be a better person and to pour my heart into doing good in this world. So because kindness is so gangster.
And it's what was I thinking? It's people who told me, no, you can't do it. Not, I'm not sure about that. Those don't bother me. But if you really want me to succeed, tell me I cannot do it and I'll do it twice. I don't know where I read that, but I read it and it's like, that means a lot to me. So
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
it was,
Yeah.
Krana.
I like that. Yeah. It's like there are people that live in their trauma and want to live around their trauma, and it's become such a, and it's like, no, you take what you've gone through and you catapult it to become a better version of you. And so yeah, that's huge. Yeah. Thank you, Victor.
And we're getting ready to do some reading there. Wade, if you can hang around. And I'm sure you'll keep us updated on your website as far as what you've got going. Um, now there's one of the markets we haven't talked about, and that is your Friday night. Are you still doing Friday night?
Yes. So I'll be doing First Friday market. So it's a Friday night market. That'll be from 5 to 9. First Fridays beginning September. So September 5th will be our first one. Same location. So originally I was going to come up with different names for all the different markets. And I thought, nope, keep it simple, stupid. And it's just the Superstition Springs Community Market. We've got our second Sunday market. We've got our weekly Saturday market. And we have our first Friday monthly market. And so that is September 5th. It's typically a smaller market, but it's more fun with the lights and just the atmosphere is different. So working on getting more food trucks and possibly some live music and just a fun evening out for people to come and build community. So
Live music sounds great. And hopefully
yes.
we can talk about that one too. So we've got to talk about the live music, and what was the other thing we're talking about? Oh, Mom, Market on the Move. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yep.
hopefully that'll help on Saturdays to get things going.
Yeah.
That usually brings in lots of people. I know it does. So, and you've got plenty of room out there to bring them in. So,
Yes, absolutely.
yeah. Now, is it busier with the what is it called? The public storage on Saturday? Are we going to have competition with parking spaces? I know 360 is going to be busy.
360 will be open. So, of course, vendor parking will be a little different this year. So that will be structured a little differently, as well as customer parking. So that's currently, I'm working with the storage company regarding parking because they did barricade off the big parking lot that we had used for parking last year. So right now I've just got to work with them on the customer parking, but there's sufficient parking out there. And what we learned, what I learned last year is not all customers come at the same time. So there's a constant flow of people coming and going. So
It was nice to use 360 on Sunday. The 360 thrift would be available again on Sunday because they're closed on Sunday, correct?
yes. Yep. So on the second Sunday, that'd be available. But on Saturday now, no, because they're open. So
What time are they open on Fridays? Do you know how late they're open?
I want to say like 9 to 5,
Okay.
9 to 6.
Well, that would be good.
So,
So,
possibly like Friday night.
yeah, after they close that we can people coming and going. I
Park.
love parking down there because it's so close. I don't have to the parking lot is not the smoothest.
No, they've made some change. They have done some road work in the parking lot, so that's been really nice.
Good, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I am going to put up a 2-minute break. So if you and I need
Okay.
to take a 2-minute break here, and then we'll come back and do some reading. So Victor, please, Victor, Wade, Rajana, everybody on, please share this because we're going to start reading soon. Okay. And I'm going to use cards. I know I usually don't, and it might not be just strictly cards, but I have his cards too. So if we're using the same deck or if he uses a different one, it doesn't matter because yeah, it'll be fun. And it might be just
It'll be fun.
intuition as well on both of our parts. So, all right, we'll
Yeah.
be right back.
Perfect. Wonderful. Thank you.
I'm back. I'm sure James will be back in a minute. So, who would like a reading? An inspirational reading for today? Looking for something I dropped. There he is. I can hear him back there.
I'm going to grab one thing. I'll be right there.
Very good.
I'm across the office here.
Well,
Okay. Do. Here I am. I'm standing up.
you're standing up.
Yes, I have a movable desk goes
Oh,
up or down, so I'm like I can stand for a bit.
oh, okay. Yes. I was thinking about getting one of those.
Yeah, works good.
And Victor does want a reading. So, and I
Okay.
haven't seen him in a while since I took a week off.
Let's see here.
Well, let's go
I'll do
first.
something kind of fun
Okay.
for Victor here. I haven't done this in 3 years, so bear with me.
It's about time. Also, we would like to invite you, and I'm inviting you in front of the whole world to come to the Psychic Squad Tuesday night class. We really
Oh yeah,
use your assistance in that. You know Don,
I know Don. Yes.
Susan, and yeah, my brother's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
And others. There's others too.
Okay. let's see here. So for Victor.
Okay.
So I busted out my tattoo tarot deck.
Oh, wow.
And those are kind of fun. They're all airbrushed, like, you know, kind of a fun set.
And what,
Um,
you didn't create those, did you? Or did you?
no, those I did not. But so I thought, oh, for Victor, I would do something kind of fun. so let's see here. So I pulled the Three of
I
Swords.
like that one.
So possibly going through some heartache, some unrest, some confusion. Maybe there's some discontentment going on right now that you're working through. But then we get the Two of Coins. So looks like you're gonna get some energy fluctuations. So maybe with that discontentment, you're gonna be finding some answers to that. Some good energy is gonna be coming your way. I've got the Ten of Cups, which means pleasures of life, happy, contentment. So while you might be going through a period of some discontentment, maybe some sadness, some hardship, knowing that the energy is going to restore direction for goodness, to restore happiness and restore some of that contentment that you are desiring again. And of course, with that, then pulled Strength. So fortitude, resilience, your strength of mind, your courage, some resolve, confidence. So through all of that discontentment, with the energy coming your way, you're going to find that strength once again. And the last one is our Five of Coins. So material struggle, whether it's work issues or health issues, maybe it's some family loyalties, some disadvantages. So it looks like things are going to be on the right track for you, and knowing that there's someone also that maybe has passed that I'm sensing that is with you. That's maybe your source of strength that you didn't know that you had. And I feel like it might be like a grandparent or somebody that was like a grandparent figure that is that's always with you. So I think you're going to be finding this whole newfound energy and contentment, if that makes sense to you, Victor.
It does. Okay. That's the lessons from that neighbor, but it's not mine. You're dealing with it. It's your dealing that, you know, those negativities are coming toward you, and you've accepted them, but you have to keep it away from you. Be more, you've got the strength, you've got it. Grandma, yes.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, what I got for you is it's okay to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay sometimes.
Not to be okay. So look at that. Thank you for reading that for me, because yeah, I just went out. Yeah. And we know you go through this too, and you know it's okay. But it was like you were saying before about the bullshit. It's like getting past all of it. And and letting them do them, and not, you are worthy. So if you're not okay at times, you're not okay.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
But you know you are worthy of so much more. And this was the overall energy, is choose kindness. And not just for others, but for yourself. Because remember, you're the most important person in your life.
Yep.
And this is all about the neighbors. Don't let anyone or anything ever dim your light.
Yeah. And I missed that message on the regarding the neighbors. I've been dealing with some hard neighbors, how they having really dark stuff. How let them,
Yeah.
okay, yes. Yeah.
And so that's what I was saying. His reading was all about getting past all that.
Yeah, getting past that darkness. Yep. I love
Yeah.
that. Don't let your
Even
light.
though it might not have been yours, it was still too close to home.
The quiet time I needed. Yep. And
Yeah.
some, and this one I just pulled, but this was my whole philosophy for starting Sippy Crumbs and the market was years ago I heard this famous quote by Gandhi. It's, "It'd be the change you wish to see in the world." And so many times we hear these quotes and you're just like, yeah, well, yeah, whatever, la la la. But then once you really embrace them and put them into play, it's like it's true. We must be the change we want to see. And so as hard as it is, we know that we have to be the ones to make that stand and step up and be the change that we do want to see, um, and understand that we're not responsible for everyone else's actions, but we can live the life that we were intended to live by being that change.
We know as empaths that it's difficult at times. But remember, those energies are not yours. Bless and release their energy. Send it back.
Yeah.
Send it back with love.
Yep. Absolutely.
So, and we have Miss Harley is here too. Wade, are you still here? Because I have you on the list. But I know Harley just came in. And I hope you're sharing, Harley, because it's, oh, there you are. It is Wade. So we'll go with
Yes.
Wade first. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Oh, I love that.
That is
Did you
very
want to
true.
add that? Add that to your.
Add that to the deck.
Is
Yeah,
that in
and
the deck?
one of the cards, we don't have that one, but one of the cards that we do have in there is "Nothing changes if nothing changes."
Yes, I do like that.
Yeah.
I oops, and I
That's,
oh no, I thought I just passed it, but no, it wasn't it. Okay. Okay, so we are going with Wade right now as far as reading him.
okay. Wade. I'm going to do a shuffle here. All right. All right, Wade. So I just did my tattoo cards for you for fun. And it looks I'm getting a lot of cups for you. So I've got the 10 of Cups comes up. Again, some great joy, some pleasures of life, happy family, some peace, contentment, along with the 4 of Cups. Looks like there might be some concealed anxiety, some boredom. Maybe you're just kind of tired of a couple things. But then we are seeing the Chariot. And I have to look at my little cheat guide here. But the Chariot looks like there's some an obstacle, some competition, something at high stake. Some very overwhelming odds or sudden defeat, maybe if that you may be experiencing something like that. But then we see the 8 of Cups, which
Wow.
shows some abandoned plans, maybe some letting go or moving on. Something that has lost some significance in your life. But the last one that I show is the 8 of Swords. And that's showing some criticism, maybe some temporary difficulties. There's some blame, but it's showing that there's some trauma that can still be healed. Maybe you're feeling entrapped, you're feeling enclosed by your own decisions. So what I'm showing is a little bit of discontentment going on, some sort of internal struggle, but that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and that you do see that there's that hope for you. But in order to see that hope, you have to get through this murky period. Yes, lots of cups of coffee are needed. Lots of lion's mane. But yeah, some great time for like some to be retrospective. Look inwardly. So that's what I'm seeing. And to top it off, I'm just gonna pull a card from the inspiration guide, and it says, if you've always done what you've always done, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always gotten. So summing that up, time for some changes.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't pull that one. I saw a lot of them, but that one I didn't get.
Yeah.
Success is peace of mind, which is a direct result in knowing you did your best to become the best that you are capable of becoming. Sorry. So, again, it's about you, not everybody else.
Yeah.
But, and what do you feel you're capable? It's probably 10 times, if not more than you think. Like you said, you got all the corporations, all the other stuff, and your inspirational books helped you realize that I want more in life, and it's not working. What's happening now is not working for you.
Yeah.
It wasn't allowing you to be your authentic self. So that's why I like these cards, because they help you get to your peace of mind and your by focusing on your own path, you give your attention and energy to things that mean the world to you. Exactly. And that's what he's been saying.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so true. It's, we're only given this one life to live. And if we are always so worried about what everybody else is saying and doing and taking on everybody else's emotions, we then miss out on the whole idea for our own life. And we all struggle with internal battles. I struggle with the way I look like on camera, so I'm that's my own little personal struggle. But I'm here, I'm on camera. And but it's those little things that we just have to push through, fight through, and know that we are our own worst critics, and that we can't believe everything we think. And so and I think that's so important. Our minds are so powerful that we just have to overcome those negativities and just start living life that was intended for us. Because guess what? People are going to judge either way.
Yeah. And it's not always going to be positive. So
yeah,
what somebody thinks of you is really none of your business.
Yeah. And the whole idea is let them. And what I've learned is that the shallowness of people eventually speaks out, because their characters speak volumes with their actions. And so when people are judging you, when people don't reach out, when maybe you're going through a hard time and you just wish somebody would reach out to you, it's a reflection on them, and it's not a reflection on you. And so to not beat ourselves up for the way other people act, but instead embrace everything that you are.
Attract what you want by being who you authentically were created to be.
That's a huge one for me, because about 8 years ago, I came up with a life mantra for myself, which was called to love and be the light. So I put everything through that lens of, if I'm not treating people with respect and dignity, if I'm not living to uplift others, then I need to check my heart to see what's going on with my own self. And so with that, if I'm not being authentically James, then there's something I need to adjust within my heart, because I choose to be James, whether I'm at church, whether I'm right here on the right now with you all, whether I'm having coffee with Julie or with having coffee with Victor. I'm the same James that you will find whether you run into me at the grocery store, at church, or right here on this interview. And so by being authentic, you have nothing to hide. You can be fully transparent. And the people that want to be in your life will continue to be in your life. And those that don't align with you and your heart and your beliefs, they won't be a part of your life. And that's okay. We have to let people go. And again, the whole philosophy, let them.
It all ties together, which is great. Now,
Yeah.
this is sort of like the last one, but that I gave Victor, but shine bright in a dim world. And it feels dimmer these days than ever before. I can say that after all my years,
Yeah.
but it isn't, because there's so many more of us shining our lights even brighter.
Mm-hmm.
So please do so.
And
And if you,
and the other thing with that too is, sometimes it may seem dim, but you are that bright light in other people's lives. And so even if you're at the grocery store, at the department store, at the gym, when you are just genuinely you and authentically you and say, hey, how's your day going? Or make somebody laugh, like, you are being the light. And so, yes, we live in a world where, evil exists and people are horrible and there's so much BS that it's like, just that little spark of joy in somebody's day could be enough to ignite an entire passion. So yeah, you never know who you're impacting by your light.
no, definitely. And then the last one, which to me is very strong, even though it's a few words, faith it until you make it. Have faith.
Yeah, faith.
Have faith in yourself. I mean, you can have faith in other things too, but unless you have faith in yourself, you truly do not have faith. Hello, Lady T. Welcome in. Because, in my opinion, we are divine beings made by the Creator. And being made of pure, infinite, pure, perfect, unconditional love, there's nothing better than that. That's what we're made of. Those souls are made, our souls are made of. We are in human bodies and we're being human right now, human beings, but we were made so pure. We have to get back to that, and starting by loving unconditionally will help. But love yourself first, because you can't truly be authentically loving someone else until you can love yourself. And
Absolutely.
you have loved yourself, I think, with what you've been through, and let them, that's their thing. And I am worthy, because you're worthy of the love you're made of.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, absolutely. And I always tell people, we're spiritual beings in a human world. So, this is not our home. And so if we live with that hope of knowing that this is not our home, we look at life in a different perspective and we start treating each other differently. And just recently I updated my Facebook profile picture to a quote that I love, and it says, "Why are we here if not for each other?"
Oh,
And because it's so true, if we're not here to love and uplift and encourage one another, then what is the whole purpose of this human existence? Well, we're spiritual beings. And so being able to pour into others just is one of the greatest things that we can do. Because there's, especially now in the world, there's a loneliness epidemic. And we are, I explain to people sometimes it's so weird. We live in a place of 5 million people, like where we're at here in Phoenix. And yet I can sometimes feel alone. And that's hard to to describe, but you know that there are so many people out there that are struggling with loneliness that all it would take is just somebody to reach out to say, how are you? What can I do for you? Or, do you want to have a cup of coffee? But people have become so self-absorbed and become so instant gratification with their text messaging and phones that, sitting down and having a cup of coffee with someone just doesn't happen. Anyway, all that to say, we need to be the light.
Yeah. And then Lady T will read you in a minute. It's Harley's turn next. I'm liking these cards. Very clear, wonderful messages. I'm going to put up your QR code real quick so she can
Wonderful.
find those and they
Yeah.
can come to her. And to remind everyone that there is a there's a coupon. Yeah. So let me find the coupon. Here's the coupon. Okay. So you can still take a picture of the QR code, and that is the coupon code.
Yes, that's good through the end of July.
I'm going to hope to get him to do till the end of August, right before he starts his market.
It's true. Yeah.
That's what I would like to see done, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I can pull some strings.
You might talk to the person in charge and see what you can do.
And see if we can extend it a month. Maybe it'll just go until next year.
Well, like I said, I saw make every day Pride Day. So
yes.
Okay. Sorry, I got rid of the chat there. Agreed. Okay. All right, let's see. So we're going to do Harley. We're going to read Harley.
All right. And I'll let you tell us, Harley. Would you like my tarot, the tattoo deck, or would you like our Sippy Crumbs inspiration? You can just put it in the chat.
Inspiration or tattoo?
Yes, tattoo.
There is a delay. There was 14 seconds earlier today. I don't know.
Okay. No problem. I'll get this started just in case.
Oh, wow. Thank you in advance for the reading. I love this show so much that listening is wonderful. Okay. So now which card? Now, Harley is part of our psychic squad. So.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
And Miss Linda.
Yes.
Linda is too. She's not in today. She's probably working. But
okay. Good. Yes, I'm glad. Love her.
Go where you're drawn to.
Okay.
Be guided.
Perfect. Okay. I'm feeling the tattoos. And I'm seeing a lot of wands here for you. So let's see. I'm showing a 5, 6, and 9 of wands. So looks like there's some conflicting battle with your level of success in life, that maybe you're not lining up with where you want to be, but trying to accept where you are right now. And that there are some expectations and some hopes that are going to be fulfilled soon with the 6 of wands here. And that you're hopeful of some success in the future, and that it's on its way around the corner. That with the 9 of wands, that you continue to have that stamina and that strength to adversity, in that you're overcoming maybe some issues, some healing after an injury, illness. So that's also coming with the again, with your battle for success, whatever your definition of success is. Um, and then I pulled the Knight of Cups, which is showing me advancing, arriving, coming. There's going to be some reconciliation, some financial opportunity or windfall. So through all of that little bit of a struggle of maybe your own personal expectations that things are going to be coming to fulfillment and to fruition. And finally, the Knave of Wands, which is that there's going to be some message coming soon. There's going to be some news, some arrival. It looks like possibly somebody in your life is going to be become a deep friend, become loyal, and there's someone in your life that you need to trust. So that is that. So that's your tattoo readings. So I'm just showing that there's probably some personal expectations that haven't been fulfilled, but they're as you continue to work on it, there's going to be people brought to you that you can trust, and you'll be taken to the next level in your success journey. So you're on your way.
First, where did I put it? I just had it. The changes, yeah, that card popped up, but now I put it away. Anyway, can you hear me? I have a weird
Yep.
sound.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
Wise people are always learning. We're always learning, not just wise people, but, well, I know what they mean by the wise people are always learning. We can't stop.
Yeah, and if you don't learn from your mistakes, then you're never going to learn. And so I think you have to learn through every experience.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's a loop. If you don't learn from your mistakes or the lessons that they've given you, then you're going to keep having to go through that lesson again until you do learn it.
It'll continue to be a lesson.
Yeah.
And then the one I just pulled was yesterday you said tomorrow. And I love that because, funny. Because if we can't, we're human beings. We are so habitual and, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and it never happens. And so remind ourselves, yesterday I said tomorrow. So today's the day. Years ago, I had a therapist, and I was starting a life coaching organization. This was back in 2010. And, when I thought I knew everything and I was going to share with everybody, and I was speaking to a therapist, and she said, because I was saying, someday I'm going to, someday, she goes, stop it. She goes, your someday is today. Your someday is right now. And it made me stop and really focus on, this is our someday.
Yes.
It's time does not stop for anybody.
And I dropped 2 cards, but I'll go with what I have here first. Okay. Yesterday you said tomorrow. I already did those 2. Challenges create change. That is very important. You have challenges in your life. So one thing about the beginning of the United States, we were known for innovations. We need to get back to that. We know what we need to do, or we will create what we need to do to fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be the change. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's really good.
Yeah. I'm so glad that touched you, Harley. Thank you for the acknowledgement. Take it with you today and let us know what happens.
The next one is don't waste time on dwelling on the past.
That's a hard one. I think.
Well, definitely embrace those lessons learned. Now, we had somebody the other day that we were reading, but those lessons made me negative. Well, you didn't see the silver lining. Where's that silver lining? Because there's always a silver lining to everything.
Yeah.
Everything we go through. We know that. So let go of the past. And as Don always says, and he's gotten a lot of us to say it, is look out the windshield. Leave the rearview mirror alone, because that's the
Yep.
past. It's
Absolutely.
smaller. Let it go.
Yeah. And one of my readings, I do devotions myself every day. And one of the devotions that I read, it's yesterday in the reading, it said, when you let others' expectations drive you, you scatter your energy to the winds. And your own desire to look good can also drain your energy. And so, and I love that because it's because we're always dwelling on, like, when you dwell on the past, you have all these unexpected expectations, and you're only looking, for yourself in that moment, and you miss the whole purpose of growing and changing and using that challenge to grow. So yeah, I like that.
Thank you, Harley. I appreciate that. This one. Today can be the beginning of anything you want. This is the beginning. But what do you want?
Yeah.
Every day to me is a new beginning.
Yeah.
So, and the last card, I think we pulled this before, but attract what you want by being who you authentically were created to be. Yes, we pulled that already, but
Yeah.
that's for you, because I know you go through a lot. I know some of your stories, and some of what you've been through. But remember, it's what you want. It's your intentions.
Yeah.
Aw, thank you.
Oh,
And James does give good hugs. I'm telling
oh,
you.
yes.
Anytime you see him, he's a yeah.
I'm a hugger.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
So
card that I just pulled up was, there's something in you that the world needs. And that's something I do express to the vendors of our farmers market, is that every person is unique. What they put in their products is unique, their stories. And I always say, every small business has a story worth knowing. So absolutely, each and every one of us has something the world needs. So we just need to not be afraid to share it and show it.
Lady T, are you still here, my dear? Are you still here? Lady T. Got a few people on, just not sure who's all here. Let's see. So everybody can go on and get not the tattoo, but the inspiration cards. The
Yes.
tattoo tarot is not on his website, and he has other ones too. And I really love the new cards. Oh, what I was going to mention before is, I'm not sure. Do you have two regular playing cards?
Just the regular set of playing cards.
Okay.
So the ones that Joel drew, and then we have our conversation cards. Those are the conversation starters, and then we have our. It's kind of a kids game. It's kind of like Uno, Wolf. That's the card game. The other thing we do have too is, if you kind of like something kind of fun, lighthearted, we have our pack of sassy, sippy coasters. So I created these. They just have little pictures of unicorns. This one says coffee, the unofficial sponsor of productivity. They're made of plastic, so they don't sweat, and they're just they're a coaster to use, sit on your desk or whatever. I use them when somebody places an order. Everybody gets an inspiration card. They get a couple coasters. I send a handwritten note to everybody. So yeah, so we have a few different products to spark human connectivity.
And I'm not sure who's here who knows her, but Sherry Beery is really, she's a card connoisseur, put it that way. She can feel the energy in every card, and she endorses those playing cards. Just so you know, she really liked them and told Joel he did a great job. So
Yes.
I want you to know.
Yeah. That was a great, good, wonderful compliment.
Yeah, and she loved him. I mean, she started working them and everything. So, and she read him with those.
Yes, she did. Yep. That was a very cool experience.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. If you had your, she's there at the market sometime,
Yes.
and somebody walks up to the table, she could read them with those cards. So that would be so cool.
Yeah.
I'm I'm not a regular playing card cardology or something. I can't remember what the name of it is.
Cardiologist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she could do that and just read them, and that would be so neat to see that happen. Okay,
Oh,
wonderful
thank you so much,
inspiration.
Harley. That's it's definitely it's a confirmation to know that I'm on the right path, and knowing that when I chose to be authentically James, that that is what I had been hopeful of. And so thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're encouraged and your day is brightened. So
And that might be a website you need to do. Authentically James.
authentically James.
Just a thought.
There we go.
And it's not just inspirational stuff, but um, I'm feeling a connection, community connections.
Yeah, building the connections.
Oh, okay. So sorry, it's what's coming to me is that utilizing the superstition community market, but doing authentically James um, newsletters.
Ah, that's a great idea. I do have a monthly newsletter that will be incorporated, and I have not come up with the name yet. So there you go. I can have
Well,
like deep thoughts by James.
yeah. Well, because of who you are, you help people gravitate to their authentic self as well.
Mhm.
I hope
Thank you.
that makes sense. That's why they're popping that up. I got a message this morning. I mean, I was hearing things in my dreams. Things were coming to me, and I had to be very specific with my words. I would say something one way, and I was corrected constant. So as I was waking up, I heard, I won't get into it because it's somebody else's message, but I heard specific words, uh, 3 words. And one person's, I had been talking to that person. And so as when I'm in my dream, so as soon as I woke up, we're talking 4 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
I had to text her and send her, this is what I got. It's a strong message. And then it gave me a little bit of what that message meant. So the authentic James is an inspirational message, yet they just keep saying building your community, building your community. Oh, and your tribe, because your vendors are your tribe, the ones that want to accept that they are your tribe. You know, you have the difficult ones or the
Right. Those that
reluctant ones, as I said.
yeah. Humans are creatures of habit. They stick in their same ways, but those that are willing to grow and learn and develop, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So yeah. And I guess Lady T has gone again.
Okay.
No, Lady T, one more chance. Anybody else wants a reading? Please pop up and say. Got other people. I know there's more people on YouTube than are popping in. Well, let's see what else we got. Okay. Lots of people. So, Lady T, are you here? So, are you saving your traveling for these 3 months, or are you planning on traveling? Because I know you do a lot of traveling. Uh, the rest of the September through April, will you be traveling then as well?
Myself.
Yeah.
So I did. I've been traveling since kind of June, July. Um, August, I'll probably not do as much, but then once the market hits, then pretty much September to April, I'm here. So I've got a couple vacations planned or a couple conferences and things that I'm going to, but yeah. So I did most of mine just that April to August travel because I have to be here for the markets unless I hire somebody. So
Yeah. I just hope you can do the coffee because I know my son loves that. I mean, I love the cards, but yeah.
yes, yeah, that's a goal is to have our coffee um, at least every other market, every other Saturday. So yeah, my originally when I started the market, I was being um, I didn't want to be selfish. I didn't want the market to be about sippy crumbs, so I chose not to have our product. And everybody was like, "Where's your coffee? Where's your product?" And so I thought, okay, there's a demand, so we're gonna bring it back. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
miss.
one of your vendors actually opened up a brick and mortar.
Yes. Yeah, I had a couple that were working on it, and then one started their own brick and mortar. So, and they're going to continue doing the market as well. So they're keeping busy.
Yeah. And where is this?
They
You
are in
know,
Apache Junction.
oh, okay.
So yeah, east of east of here.
Yes.
Yes,
It's a county over, people, for those of you
county
that
over for Mesa.
Meridian is the dividing line. One side, the east side is Apache Junction and Pinal County, I think.
Yes, Panel.
Or is it Pima or Pinal? Okay.
Yeah.
And then on this side, on the west side is Maricopa and Mesa. So Maricopa County.
Oh, wonderful.
Um,
Well, thank you, Harley. November is going to be significant for me in a positive way. That's wonderful to hear. Thank you.
so you will be open. You won't be open the Friday, or will you be? You will be open that Friday, won't you?
Yep, the first Friday of each month, September to
Oh,
April.
first Friday. I was thinking the fourth, but no, it's the first.
Oh,
So
gotcha. Yep.
I was thinking in November. So
Oh, yeah,
as
yeah.
far as Thanksgiving, sorry, I skipped.
Oh,
The
sure.
the ball start rolling in October, but you will see fruition in November. Oh, very good, very good.
Cool.
So you might find um your
Retail,
brick and mortar. Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
And if I
Have
land,
you
my goal was to have Sippy Crumbs be known as a household name in America in 2025. It's slow going and things that just doesn't happen, but I'm going to take that as a very positive affirmation um, and hope that we launch a large retailer maybe in October, November.
Oh,
So,
okay. Wow. So a a grocery store kind of retailer or
get grocery store, large retailer. So something like
wow.
yeah, so we can get
Okay.
on be on the shelves.
Yeah. Um, how is your shelf doing over at Bean Chain? Are you seeing anything at all?
So I've kind of pulled from we were at another local boutique and then at Bean Chain, and I've kind of put that on the back burner just with these other projects going on. So yeah, it was one of those things. It's not. It wasn't. We sold, but it wasn't. We weren't selling out. So yeah.
Oh, and you weren't. I mean, you had it there, but you had other things that were taking your priority, correct?
Absolutely. Yep.
And it's been there a while since I've been there. I might stop by today. I don't know. Do you still stop there on Fridays or?
I haven't been. No, it's been a while. It's been my schedule's just been busy, and I just haven't been over. But I do. I
And
enjoy going over there, seeing David and his wife. So
the name of the it was the smoothie, right? Smoothie Connection or something
Smoothie
like that?
Connect. Yep, Ricky at Smoothie Connect. He created the brick and mortar, and I don't.
I was
Yeah, I
trying to
can't.
figure. I'm looking that up real quick.
Yeah,
Grand
it's
opening day.
North Ironwood Drive in Apache.
Oh wow, that's deep in there. Yep. So
Yeah,
where did he drive through? He's got water in the background. Um, yes. So that's the first success as far as brick and mortar. So
yeah,
that's good.
and
That's
then
good.
it's been fun too watching. A lot of the vendors have gotten onto shelves at some different collectives. So within the valley, there are these stores, collectives, where multiple vendors can go set up their shelving space and sell. And so it's been fun seeing the success stories of the vendors that have been able to put their products in these collectives to gain more exposure. And my thought is with those collectives, a lot of out of state or out of town travelers stop in there because they know they can get local items from local vendors. So yeah, so that's been exciting to see the growth there too.
So like Painted Tree.
Painted Tree, there's the collective in the Chandler Fashion Mall and in Santan Village.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay.
So yeah, and then there's a few other like local coffee shops like Bean Chain and Sunny D's. They offer retail space for vendors for a monthly fee, plus typically there's some sort of a percentage fee put on each sale. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. It wasn't anything bad. So yes, she was. You'll feel like it's Christmas or the 4th of July. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So as you can tell, she's a reader. She is very clairvoyant, clairaudient. She has a lot of talents, and she
Wonderful.
needs to work on things too, get her business going. But yes, we would love to see you at Tuesday night's class, and I know Harley will be there
Okay.
definitely. So
Perfect. I know I've got something Tuesday evenings, but I might be able to squeeze something in, like once a month or something. So
okay, that would
yeah,
be great
that's
if you
good.
could.
Okay.
It's always nice to have new people in. Um,
Yeah.
some of the people who used to come are also very busy, and of course, you're here in Arizona. We never change our time. Our time stays the same. We
Yes.
don't we don't fall forward or fall back or spring forward. We don't do that. And I like that idea because I don't want it to be 110 at 10 o'clock at night. I
No.
don't want that.
That's very
And
true.
so they did something right in 1968 and decided it's too hot. We're good. We don't want to join.
We need to change the time.
But yeah, but everybody else, like Harley's on the East Coast, so she's up late with us.
Oh yeah, that's very late.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything else going on at all? You've talked about success stories and Ricky at Smoothie Connect. I
Connect.
didn't,
Yep. He
yeah.
is in brick and mortar. Um, yeah. And then it's just been, and a lot of the vendors are just they've been catapulting and growing and creating new products. And so I follow on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. So a lot of times I may not like or comment or things, but I'm always watching and seeing and sending positive vibes and praying for all the good that is happening with the vendors, and making them understand that they are a small business owner and that it's constantly changing and constantly you've got to always be on it. And so it's exciting to watch.
Yeah, I'm going to put this up real quick for Wade and anybody else here in the Phoenix area at Smoothie Connect. Since I have both of yours up here, I'll give him a shout out.
Yes.
And come on. Oh, 18 characters. Okay. I guess I went too far here. Oops. I love this stuff. When it's touch screen, it has a tendency to be a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Too touchy. There it is, Smoothie Connect. So hopefully you guys can take a picture of that, anyone in the Phoenix area. And it's far beyond where the market is going to be.
Yeah, way further east, but hey, but go give them a try.
Yeah.
All healthy, organic.
Yeah, he does a good job with what he vends over at your place. I don't know if he's going to stick with the same or if he has more things now that he has a brick and mortar. So we'll have to check it out.
It's been good.
Yep. So please remember to stop by the Sippy Crumbs website and remember your coupon.
Yep.
You don't have to change the colors of each of your letters. Just remember to put in.
Just type in the word.
Yes.
And you can do it lowercase. It doesn't have to be all caps either. So.
Oh, good. Yeah. I love the colors though, and it's like too bad we can't type it in that way. It would be nice.
Right. I was going to see here. This, if I can share this too. Let me see if it lets me.
If you have something you can put in that private chat, I can copy it and paste it.
Oh, okay.
If it can go in there.
I'm going to do.
Share to the scene. Oh, okay.
Oh, there we go.
Hold on. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it. I've never tried this before.
Oh, there you go. So there's the actual, that's the market information.
Let me get this one out of here. There you go. The address and everything. Discover, connect, be inspired.
Yeah, that's my hope. You come out, you discover new vendors, you discover new friends, and you connect with each other. And with that, we hope that you leave uplifted and inspired, and that's the hope. So.
Oh, okay. Harley put something on there. I don't know where it's going to be. Tuesday's class is worth every second. And as I always tell everybody, everyone has a first day.
Absolutely. Yep.
And you see he is already well adjusted to the spirituality stuff. So he's good.
Absolutely. Yeah. Since I've been a kid, I've always known. Yeah. Oh, speaking of kids, the other thing I was going to quick plug is the third Saturday of each month, we're also offering the marketplace for kids. And so I'm giving the opportunity for young entrepreneurs to showcase their products, whether they're baking brownies or making necklaces or dog leashes, whatever they are, you know, wanting to sell. They can have the ability to come set up from 9 to noon on the third Saturdays. There is a sign up for that. Everything, all of the events. So if you can see the screen here, the Saturday event, second Sunday, first Friday, and our third Saturday marketplace for kids, that can all be signed up at sippycrumbs.com/Superstition Springs Community Market. And that'll take you directly to, I'll just bring it up here quick, to all of our events where you can actually then apply or sign up.
Oh, wow. That was quick. And I've already talked to my granddaughter about it. We're trying to figure out what she wants to do. She was making cookies and taking them to school and selling them.
Oh, good.
Are you giving me another scene?
I just shared one more. This is the actual Sippy Crumbs site to where you can actually go and sign up for any of the events directly from the sign up button. And then this tells you a little bit more about putting our mission into action, encouraging the human connectivity. And so come out, discover, connect, and be inspired. This gives you the location. You can follow us on Instagram as well as become a vendor. The other thing that we are really being focused on this year is giving back to the community. So there'll be more information coming out as the market begins, but we're going to be throughout the year, this is how we're going to be giving back. So we're going to be doing a supply drive in September. October, we're going to do a food drive and volunteer at Feed My Starving Children. In November, we're going to continue the food drive. And then December, we're doing Toys for Tots. Going into the new year, we're going to do a New Year's new inspiration. So throughout the market, you're going to see inspirational quotes and uplifting positive statements. And then February is Giving Hearts Day. We'll be advertising that. March, we're going to spring into service, and we're doing a toiletries drive to create bags for those that are experiencing homelessness. And April, we're going to be doing some Rooted in Good. We're going to do an Earth Month eco initiative. So whether that's doing something with seeds or tree planting, or bringing some awareness around how we can grow the flora and fauna. So that's all the things that we're going to be looking at, as well as on Saturdays we have a kids corner. So there's a special section just for children, for bouncy castle, face painting, all of that. And then we also will have a dog rescue once a month. So part of this giving back, once I decide on the month, we're also going to take donations for the dog rescue to help them out. And yeah, so lots to look forward to. So I always tell people it's not just a market. It's a community, and it's so much more than just a place to come and sell products and shop. So there's a bigger purpose behind it all.
Yeah, I love what you've added to it, because, yeah, I know you were getting started, and that's understandable. But to have this added just in the second year, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And you said you got a lot of people from the West Side, and that you have a lot of people from the West Side coming.
Yeah.
Again, you had people from Minnesota.
I had people from Minnesota, from Maine. Yeah. You know, a lot of people that come down in winter down here, and they chose to use our market as their way to gain exposure and build their business. So yeah, it's exciting.
And to pay their bills. Because I know the young lady, the indigenous young lady from Minnesota, she sold out of everything. Everything she brought down.
So she grows all summer long. She grows her product. She creates her teas, and then she brings all of her inventory down to sell through the winter. In the last market, she sold her very last bag of tea, and it was just like just meant to be. So we're excited to see her again and see her crop and see her new products. So yeah, there's so much to look forward to.
And Wade, if you're still here, she grows a lot of lion's mane, a lot of lion's mane. So come and see her. She, yeah, she uses logs up there, native logs, and does a great job. I've seen her products, so come and see her. There's a lot of people that I can advertise right now, but you got to come and see them for yourself because I don't know who's coming back
Yeah.
and all the new vendors because there's at least it sounds like
Oh yeah.
40
At least 50 new
to 50.
vendors that we have not that I have not met other than, email and communication and getting to know them through their application and their products. And one thing that I do is also I will always do a shout out to the vendors that are coming each week. So that will be something if you follow us on Instagram, you'll see what vendors are going to be there each week. And a lot of these vendors are willing to do business, online. So a lot of them are companies that are registered LLCs that can ship around the country, around the world. But unfortunately, there are some that are just cottage vendors that can only participate in the local Arizona markets. But that's not to say that they're not willing to grow and expand and become bigger. So
Keep your eyes out. And those of you who are not here, keep an eye on Sippy Crumbs and the Superstition Market, Community Market websites so that you can see what's going on. And who knows, if you come out here, you might be able to stop by and meet them in person because we know how that is. I've been doing the tactic squad for 3 years and I've met a few in person. And it's so uplifting to see those people for 3 years and then see them in person. So the same with the vendors.
Yeah.
I love meeting them. And I know you're looking forward to seeing them all out there.
Yeah, I thrive on that. I just love getting to welcome each one of them and make sure they're doing well. And my biggest concern is for them as people to know that they're doing well. If there's anything that I can do to help them, and then just to watch their businesses flourish has been just awesome.
It's been basically less than a year, guys, since it got started. Because didn't you start in like November last year?
I started last November. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just with all the demand and people wanting more, I reached out to the city. I expanded the market starting in September this year to start an earlier season to allow vendors to get out and sell. And we know it's Arizona. We know it's going to be hot, but we're prepared. We're going to be open 9 to 2. And, if it gets extremely hot and we need to close early on a Saturday, so be it. But I think everybody's prepared. As well as like with myself as a business owner, I want to set up everybody else for success. So I'll be sending out emails on, items such as misting fans. Where do you find them? And where are some that are on sale? And what are some things you can do to make your booth cool? And so there's different things that we can do as vendors to fight the heat. So
thank you guys for coming in. I really do appreciate it. Hold on, James. We'll be back in a moment. But I want to remind you that tonight, A5 says Miss Angie and Sonoran Mystic Tarot Dawn will be on this evening. Yes, they're back. And also tomorrow morning will be Sonoran Mystic Tarot and Naturally Divine Goddess Tarot. Friday mornings, I will be back with Scott. And tomorrow evening, Friday evening will be, Friday Night Live happy hour with Bonnie and Sarah. And Saturday morning, Miss Susan will be at 10 a.m. and she might be early, but she will be very quick about her readings. So get there. She does 50 readings and she's done and out. So please get there early. On Sunday, it is Spiritual Sunday with Jess and Bonnie, your love goddess. And I don't know if Angie, if you're still here, if you're going to be on Sunday afternoon or not, please let me know. Monday right now is Claudine and Anne at 5:22 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I will be back with Claudine Tuesday morning, hopefully 8 a.m. If not, we will be a little ishy there. And then I will be with Ted Harris on Wednesday. So hope to see you guys there. And don't forget Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday evening, Psychic Squad, 6 to 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that's approximately 8 hours from now if you are in a different country and want to make sure you know the time. So 8 hours from now would be the start of our 6 p.m. class. Thank you guys so much. And we really appreciate it. Please share because someone else needs to hear these messages. We're not sure who, but we know they do. Thank you so much. And please rise above with love. Have a great one.